I call this the April 21st, 2026 meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners to order. Tonight, our invocation will be given by Brother Ennis Hyman. Ennis is the pastor emeritus of the Harmony Hill Church of God. Our pledge tonight will be given by Alexis Tucker. Alexis is 11th grader at Lincoln County High School, where she's active with the Interact Club, Beta Club, yearbook staff, and Lift LC. She's the daughter of Michelle and Bradley Tucker, and she plans after high school or to study psychology in college. She will also be reading a poem following the Pledge of Allegiance that she wrote herself for competition in the state competition for Interact clubs. So if you would, please stand and join me in the pledge.
Would you bow your heads with me as we pray? Father, we thank you for this evening, for this time together, for such a beautiful day. I pray we've only done things that are pleasing to you, and if in any way we've failed you, we certainly ask your forgiveness. But we want to love you, serve you, and be faithful. Father, we know we're here because of this meeting. County commissioners, mayor, thank you for them and their service to this community, to the county. We know they have business at hand. I was reading, as you know, Lord, some of the business they've already handled in the past months, and you led them. I believe that'll be so tonight if they'll trust you and think about what they're going to say a little moment or so, and may your will be done and all decisions made. In Christ's name I do pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
The title of my poem is called The Thread and the Tapestry. It is not written in grand, roaring applause, nor carved into statues for a momentary cause. It is the quiet, insistent pulling of the hand, a silent promise to help a neighbor stand. It is the simple act of staying when others turn to flee, becoming a pillar, a sturdy, helpful tree. I am the thread that stitches the tear, the unspoken, necessary act of care. When the mud is thick and the road is steep, I offer the promises that I intend to keep. Not to be praised nor to be called great, but to lighten the burden of another's fate. Kindness is a quiet hidden force, a river steering another's fractured course. It is the shovel when the snow is too deep, the gentle watch while the exhausted sleep. A smile in the market, a letter for the old, turning the harsh gray reality into gold. It is knowing I am part of a larger soul and making my part play a healing role. We are each other's business, bound by skin and bone. We rise lifting others, never truly alone. So I work in the shadows, I work in the light, helping to mend what is broken with all of my might. For the community is not a place, but a living, breathing heart, and I am merely a builder playing my part. A steady hand, a patient open eye, watching the collective spirit start to fly. And when I am gone, may the legacy be that I live to be useful and the spirit is free.
Thank you, Alexis. Thank you, Brother Ennis. At this time, Madam Clerk, if you'll call the roll.
Brandon Coley, David Sanders, Danny Walker, John Creason, Bonnie Caldwell, Terry Lynn Rogers, Jack Atchley, Kate Ewan, Mark Mitchell, Charles Hunter, Marianne Tackett, Steve Spray, Daniel Eldridge, Jason Nix, Anthony Taylor, Doug Cunningham, Pat Haynes, Tori Young, Ricky Bryant, Glenn Douglas, Steve Guntherberg, Troy Frazran, Jason Hambrick, Jenny Rolls Walter. We have 24 commissioners present.
Good deal. No announcement at this time. At this time, I'll turn it over to Jason Nix for our conflict of interest statements.
Can you hear me? Good. What you have in front of you, I handed out, was something we should have already done, I guess, according to the auditor earlier this year in the fiscal year. Has to be read by every commissioner, your potential or indirect or direct conflict of interest statement. So I don't know how you want to do it, Phyllis. Maybe if you can just call everybody by their district, just go down the roll, and everybody just read it that way. It might be just as quick.
District 1, Brandon Coley, Danny Walker, and David Sanders.
I, Brandon Coley, at this time do not have any known potential conflicts of interest, and if any arise in the future, I'll report those conflicts to the commission.
I, David Sanders, acknowledge that I have a potential indirect conflict of interest because I work for the North Alabama Bank.
I, Danny Walker, acknowledge I have a potential indirect conflict of interest in that my wife works for the Bank of Lincoln County.
District 2, I have Bonnie Caldwell, Terry Rogers, and John Creason.
I, Bonnie Caldwell, acknowledge that I have a potential indirect conflict of interest in that my husband works for the Lincoln County Board of Public Utilities.
I, Terry Rogers, at this time, I do not have any known potential conflicts of interest. And if any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
I, John Creason, acknowledge that I have a potential indirect conflict of interest because I work for Creason Scrap Metal and Record Service.
District 3, Jack Atchley, Kate Gewen, and Mark Mitchell.
I, Jack Atchley, at this time, I do not have any known potential conflict of interest. If any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
I, Kate Ewan, at this time do not have any known potential conflict of interest, and if any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
I, Mark Mitchell, acknowledge that I have a potential indirect conflict of interest because I work for the Lincoln Farmers Co-op.
District 4, Marianne Tackett, Steve Spray, and Charles Hunter.
I, Marianne Tackett, at this time, I do not have any known potential conflicts of interest, and if any conflicts should arise in the future, I will definitely report those conflicts to the commission.
I, Steve Spray, acknowledge that I have a potential indirect conflict of interest in that my wife works for Lincoln County Schools.
I, Charles Hunter, at this time, do not have any known potential conflicts of interest. If any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
District 5, Anthony Taylor, Daniel Eldridge, and Jason Nix.
I, Anthony Taylor, at this time, I do not have any known potential conflict of interest. And if any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
I, Daniel Eldridge, at this time do not have any known potential conflicts of interest, and if any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
I, Jason Nix, acknowledge that I have a potential conflict of interest in Lincoln County government as I am employed by them, and a potential indirect conflict of interest because my wife works for First National Bank.
District 6, Doug Cunningham, Tori Young, and Pat Haynes.
I, Doug Cunningham, at this time do not have any known potential conflicts of interest, and if any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the Lincoln County Commission.
I, Tori Young, acknowledge that I have a potential indirect conflict of interest and that my husband works for the Lincoln County Sheriff's Department.
I, Pat Haynes, at this time do not have any known potential conflicts of interest. If any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
District 7, Glenn Douglas, Steve Guntherberg, and Ricky Bryant.
I, Glenn Douglas, acknowledge that I have a potential conflict of interest with Lincoln County government as I am also employed by them, and a potential indirect conflict of interest because of my wife working for Tractor Supply Company.
I, Steve Guntherberg, at this time, I do not have any known potential conflict of interest, and if any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
I, Rick Brown, acknowledge that I have potential conflicts of interest in the Lincoln County Schools as I am employed.
District 8, Troy Frazran, Jason Hambrick, and Jenny Rolls Walter.
I, Troy Frazran, at this time, I do not have any known potential conflicts of interest, and if any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
I, Jason Hambrick, at this time, I do not have any known potential conflict of interest, and if any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
I, Jenny Rose Walter, acknowledge that I have a potential conflict of interest with Lincoln County Schools as I am employed by them.
Guess it's my turn. I, Bill Newman, at this time do not have any known potential conflicts of interest, and if any conflicts arise in the future, I will report those conflicts to the commission.
Time that will probably happen will be in September with the new commission coming in. It's supposed to be an annual thing per the auditor for the audit itself. So in September will be a good timing for when the new commission comes in to read fresh, and so hopefully every September after that.
So these need to be copied to the minute book.
That would be good. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
At this time, there's no public comments. No one has requested. We'll keep you abreast. The new law that's been passed by the legislature will change this drastically. At this time, I would entertain a motion for approval of the minutes of the March 17th, 2026 meeting of this county commission.
So moved.
Commissioner Rogers makes a motion. Do I have a second? I'm sorry. Okay, Commissioner Creason seconded. Any questions or comments? All those in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. You should have received 13 minutes from monthly committee meetings on those. If you didn't, let us know and we'll get those to you. The next item is consideration for approval to close a portion of Old Minnie Brown Road located in the 17th Civil District of Lincoln County. I'll turn that over to our county attorney, Ed Sims, at this time.
Thank you, Mayor.
And also, Road Commissioner, he may want to make comments on this too.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Tim Gill has filed a petition to close a section of Old Minnie Brown Road. And in his petition, of course, we've hired a surveyor to describe it. And we've got some larger plats, if anybody wants to see a larger plat. I've got them here. If you have the small side, a smaller plat, but I've got larger ones if you like them. Does anybody else? I think you have all these documents that I think they were sent out to you by email. But basically, Minnie Brown Road, the section to be closed is shown on this plat, is about 110 feet. And Mr. Gill has based his petition on the following. This is all in the petition. The road is no longer used by the public for travel and has not been on the county road list for many years, with a portion currently being covered in grass. Another reason was an alternate county road has been constructed and is used by the public to reach the same destination served by the road requested to be vacated. Under the circumstances stated above, it's his opinion that the maintenance of the road is a waste of public funds. This, and I've got a listing of all the persons that touch this this section of Minnie Brown Road, and I've listed them in the petition, and I'm just going to name them. Andrea Crisby, Dennis Harlan, Terry Harlan, Janet Risner, Barton Barrett, Stacy Barrett, Dave Martin, Mary Martin, James Wesley McKinney, Paulette Marie McKinney, and there's two trusts. The trustee is Rhonda K. Gyro. They've all been notified. They've been sent 2 letters of this hearing. There's been a publication in the newspaper for 4 consecutive weeks, notifying these property owners and the public of a public hearing, which we held earlier, and also of this issue coming up before the county commission tonight. We did have a public hearing at 5 o'clock in the General Sessions courtroom. Ms. Risner was in attendance, Mr. and Ms. Harlan were in attendance, and Mr. and Ms. Martin were in attendance. Tim Gill was in attendance, and several of the commissioners were in attendance. Basically, Ms. Risner objected to this closure, and she was very soft-spoken, and I tried to hear what she said, but basically she indicated that this was her sole access. She had an insurance issue. She thought she was the only one that had been keeping it up over the years. It would have effect on her property values, and she could not afford repairs. Mr. Harlan indicated that he has another access, but he was concerned about a creek issue if a bridge fails. And Mr. Martin indicated he was questioning who would keep the bridge up if it is abandoned. The Highway Committee considered this and approved the closure of Minnie Brown Road. And I have prepared a resolution that I think has been gotten to you. Did y'all see this resolution in your email? Okay, this is a resolution I prepared that sets out everything that I've just talked about. And this is going to be for the County Commission to consider tonight as to whether or not to close that section, that 1,110-foot section of Minnie Brown Road. And I think maybe Mr. Gill's got some comments.
Yes, I want to give y'all a little bit of history on this road. I've been road superintendent for almost 16 years. I've been dealing with this portion of the road off and on for at least 10 years. This road had like a horseshoe in it. And in the early 90s, Donnie Ray and the landowners decided to straighten this road out to where it doesn't make that horseshoe up in there. The guy that owned the land at the time and the lady across the road agreed to let the road go straight through and abandon that part of the road. Now, Mr. Chicken Mitchell, he's passed away a couple of years ago. I talked to him about 4 or 5 years ago, and he said that he did not want the traffic coming up in there because he owned all of this property at one time that we're abandoning. And he said that when he sold it, he told the owner that it was not a county road because he had asked Donnie Ray to close it because he didn't want the traffic coming through there. This gentleman divided the property up, sold it in tracts, and now there's multiple tracts on it. But it had been abandoned by the county in the early 90s when they redone the road. So therefore, it was abandoned just like many roads in the county has been. At one time, the county years ago had over 1,100 miles of roads. Now, we've got 865. They was all abandoned just like this, on a handshake, word of mouth. That's the way the people wanted it. So, this is to officially close this portion of Minnie Brown Road. I've talked to Ed about it. I told him I wanted to reach a resolution with this because I'm tired. It's not on the county road list. It has not been on the county road list in I don't know how many years, since the early 90s, I guess. So I think, Mayor T, you're familiar with Mr. Chicken, and he seemed like a good man. He was in his 80s. He passed away about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And he was sincere when he talked to me, and I have no reason to doubt anything he said, but he said when I sold it, he split it up. And they all use that road. It has been a private road since it was abandoned by the county, and it is still a private road. It's not cutting anybody out land-wise or anything. It's still a private road, just like we have many private roads in this county. So,
And you're keeping it up?
no, the county has not maintained it since early 90s. That's why I'm saying, you know, I don't know. This is the only official way to close this road. Now, if we get into this and we do this road, then there's going to be other roads coming up. Well, it used to be a county road. Well, it was abandoned. But was it officially closed? No, it was not officially closed. This is what you got to go through to officially close these roads. So it could get very costly. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Tidd.
Just for clarification on the definition of the term, so when you say close, that means we are simply removing it from the county road list, and
Yes.
it will take on the designation of a private road.
Which
So
it has been for years.
closure does not mean that this is off limits to anybody. It's just we'll have the proper distinction of a private road versus a county road.
That is correct. Yes, ma'am. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
So, we're going off of what happened in the 90s,
Early 90s, yes, ma'am.
but now the situation has changed. Are these people
Well,
asking for
we-
it not to be closed just so it can be?
Some is wanting it closed and some are not. That's just what the dispute's been about.
So the lady
The
that's,
previous landowner, one of them, he bought it. He didn't like the way it was going. He sold it to the Harlans. They built their own access to their property. They don't use the road. And actually, part of the road is on their property, and they agreed that earlier that they thought it needed to be closed. So,
what about this Ms. Reisner?
that's Miss Janet's here. Y'all wanna talk? All right.
And we're gonna need to give
Get
her
over.
that microphone.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Is that on? Yes.
It is.
I'll speak
She has a
up, I'll
vocal
do.
cord nerve damage, and that's as loud as she can speak.
I'll try.
Can you give us some information about what you are wanting as far as this goes?
Okay. So basically, what I'm saying is, Mr. Gill has been everybody's been nice, but I've lived on that road for 32 years. I've used both accesses, both ingress, egress, and I've cut the trees, put gravel. There's grass on it now, but there is gravel under. There is gravel under the grass. Okay. So I've lived there 32 years. I've relied on the bridge, the road. I don't have safe vehicular travel now. One of the bridges in catastrophic failure. The other bridge is failing. So I'm the only one that uses the bridges. The other neighbor has built their own bridge. The other neighbor has built their own bridge. So they have access to their property without this road. I'm the only one that would be what you call landlocked. I do not have a easement on my deed, and the only way I could figure that out is because I bought Minnie Brown's parent property where her house sat. Now, even though Mr. Gill says Chicken Mitchell owned it, I have gone back 100 years and checked every deed, every change, everything. Chicken Mitchell did not own all that property. Minnie Brown owned the property. Minnie Brown allowed the county to come in and put that road there. The neighbors, they have never owned the road. The only one that's ever actually maintained, done anything on the road is me. So my house and my property does not touch either bridge. If by chance something happened, say a fire, the fire department would not be able to cross that bridge. Emergency cannot cross that bridge due to the bridges being in such poor shape. What I'm requesting is, I'm just simply asking not to be left without safe, reliable access to my home of 32 years. And I need those bridges. I'm disabled. I'm like 300% below poverty. I can't afford to fix the bridges. I don't touch the bridges. So if these other people are granted the bridges, then I have to deal with them to fix the bridge so I can just get to my property. So that's why I don't want the road closed. I want the road maintained. And if I have to maintain it, or, in all honesty, if anybody deserves the whole road, I do. I'm the only one that's been there. I've been there 32 years.
Thank you. Commissioner Eldridge.
I guess. Okay. What happens to the property itself that the road is on once it's closed?
Property owners on a road like that own to the center of the road. Unless it's a given right of way, which we own it proper subdivision, stuff like that. So it would divert back to the landowners. This road is their mailing address is off of Minnie Brown Road. The mail don't go up in there. It's not recognized by the mail system other than the addresses. And nobody's denied access to this property in all these years since the early 90s. It's just, it's a private road.
Okay, one other thing that he brought up,
I'm gonna have to stop your comments because we usually limit them to 3 minutes, so we've gone past that a little, and usually that's the reason that we have the public hearings, but I know some of the commissioners did not know it started at 5 is the reason I'm allowing you to address them too. So if there's someone else that wants to speak, I will allow them 3 minutes because of the time when the public public hearing was announced. Some of them did not know the time. So do y'all want to hear from anybody else that spoke at the public hearing? Okay, who would you like to? Okay.
Don't get my papers, okay? All right, I think we're good.
Okay, Don, you have 3 minutes to speak. You come to the microphone because it's being recorded and it needs to go over that.
Actually, and thank you, Actually, it's just a question. Ms. Reasoner, I think, is her name? Ms. Reasoner? How do you access your property now, ma'am? Right, you don't have Minnie Brown Road, you need this bridge to access your property, so you say, if it's closed, how do you access your property? Answers the question for me, thank you.
Okay.
I recognize the gentleman right there with the glasses. You, the one right there. Yeah, you. Oh, you got him on your shirt. Oh,
I'm sorry. Okay, and tell us your name when you, so we can have it on our record.
Thank you all for allowing me to speak. My name is Dave Martin.
Okay,
I
Dave
own
Martin.
32 1/4 acres on Minnie Brown. You got Minnie Brown, then you got Old Minnie Brown, okay? I didn't even know till I signed my deed that I owned a 1/4 acre that's on the other side. The question is, on Old Minnie Brown Road, there's a bridge that she uses to get to her property. That's the only way she's got to get there. I own half of it. Dr. Barrett owns the other half. She owns none of it. If it becomes a private road, I can then block it if we want to, correct? And I'm not going to, because I've known Janet for 40 years. But question that I had in the meeting was, if I allow access to my bridge and she runs off the side, who's responsible? Or if this bridge starts to collapse, you know, so all of a sudden, what's my responsibility? What's my rights when it comes to a private bridge that's owned by 3 different people? I don't know. But as far as her, she will legally have no access unless the landowners say you can use it. And the fire department will not cross it. The ambulances will not cross it because it is a old, dilapidated concrete, 8-foot wide bridge. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I was gonna ask if our lawyer, isn't there a right by use if everybody agrees that she has maintained the property for all these years and utilized the bridge, would she not
This-
have a right by use?
This commission votes to abandon this road, it becomes a private road. And they all have an easement. It's just a private easement. They can all use the easement. Nobody can cut anybody off. It just becomes their private easement, okay?
So she will have a way to get in.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's a private road.
Who maintains the bridge?
It'll be up to the landowner, yeah. It's a private road.
Commissioner Frazran, I was recognized.
I got a question, Mr. Gill. I'm looking at this plat here, and I see the bridge down there on the end. And Janet's land, I'm not sure how far it goes, but it looks like it's pretty much most of the parcel here. Can she not come in the other way instead of crossing the bridge to get to it?
It's only accessible right now through one bridge, that bridge there.
Through the
Say that again.
dilapidated bridge?
It's only accessible through that one bridge that's showing on the plat there. Well, right, I mean, it's a private road all the way through there. I mean, it's not on our county road list, and it's not been on our county road list. It's not been maintained since the early 90s, when the road was changed.
This whole thing is in.
It's a private road, as far as I'm
but
concerned.
It's in bad condition,
Yeah,
all of it.
yeah. It was been in bad condition for when the county put the new road through there. I mean, we have many private roads. Mr. Campbell, you're here. How many private roads you go down, you can't get across the bridge, or you can't get down the road? I mean, every one of them, yeah. So, I mean, it's not gonna be anything different. As far as the highway department's concerned, it's not been on the county road list, it's been abandoned for years. As many roads, I said it earlier, many roads in the county's been abandoned. So, if we start this, it'll be a never-ending process.
If we do what?
It's not abandoned.
In the yellow shirt.
Kim, can we not close over here with the
It's
bridge and?
It's already closed, Jack. It's been closed.
She comes in this way,
Yeah, uh-huh.
but who maintains from here to here?
Ms. Janet just said she has been maintaining it for 32 years.
So she's maintaining, Barrett's access up here, I think he's got another access elsewhere.
He does.
But there's a showing one here.
Yeah,
So basically, she's the only one with using this access.
right?
But she can come this way, but we need to do away with that bridge. Can we not just close? I know that's from there back, but I know that means you still got to put gravel in this.
It's closed right now.
The whole thing?
Mhm.
Well, how's she getting
It's
in
not a
there?
part of the road list. It's a private
I see what
road.
you're saying.
I'm saying it's closed as far as a county road. It's been a private road for years. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not a county road, it's a closed road. But it's considered a private road.
So,
A private road is the individuals. A county road is maintained by the county, and it has not been maintained.
So what are we doing here? You're asking to close it.
This
It's
is-
already closed?
Officially close it. And we're done with it. I've been dealing with this 10 years, and I told Ed I'm tired of it. And it's been an ongoing feud.
It's a county road until you officially close it. This body officially closes it,
So it's
okay?
still a county road.
Right, yeah, well, that's a county road because we gotta close it officially. but it's not on the road list.
And
Hadn't
we
been
have
for
many
years.
of these in the county. Many. A lot of dollars.
Okay, we've had a request from a commissioner. If you'll come to the podium and state your name, please.
My name is Terry Harlan, and I live at 179 Minnie Brown Road. The bridge that is right next to our culvert is the one that a structural engineer came out and looked at and said that it's bad. It can collapse at any time. We, my husband and myself, do not want anybody using that bridge. We don't want the responsibility. We don't want to be sued. And just so you know, Miss Janet sued us already, and we went to court, and we showed our report from the structural engineer. She has walking ability over the bridge. She cannot drive a car over the bridge. We've lived there almost 8 years, and for the last 6.5 years, nobody has come across that bridge. So when you come up the other bridge, which she uses, the gravel is there. But you get to the, right about where her carport would be on her house, it all turns into grass. It looks like a front yard. Nobody has been down that part of Minnie Brown Road, and they have not come across the other bridge by us. All we want is not to be held responsible for that other bridge, because if somebody falls, they drive their car across it, one of the kids go across it on a four-wheeler and it falls in, who do you think they're gonna sue? They're not gonna sue you guys, because apparently it's a private road. They're gonna sue me. I don't have the money to take the bridge out. The bridge needs to come out. I don't have the money for that. She doesn't have the money to fix the other bridge, to use the other bridge to make it safe. So what do? We stand here and tell you guys, we don't have the money for this. This bridge needs to come out. That's all there is to it. For her to be able to get to her property, that bridge needs to be fixed. And that is the dilemma, and that's where you guys are at.
How many people live on this road?
I don't know how many people live on Minnie Brown Road. I know there's,
The road we're talking about closed.
oh, the one that you're talking about closing? Buddy and Paulette used to live there. They passed away. Miss Reisner lives there. And then our property touches it.
So,
Two.
are you talking about two bridges?
There's two bridges on Old Minnie Brown Road. There are. One on each end. And the one that is closest to our house, where we then put our own culvert in, is the one that the county, or that the structural engineer said is bad. It is bad to the point that it could fall in at any time. Nobody needs to go across that bridge.
That's
On
more
this
towards the end of the
flag,
road.
it said dilapidated bridge, so I'm assuming that's, but the other bridge,
I don't know anything about that bridge because I don't ever go across it, but she drives across it daily.
right, because she has to come this way.
Yes.
And you say it's gravel all the way up here to her gravel.
To her house, yes. And then from about where her carport sits, coming on around, coming to the old bridge that's gonna fall in, is all grass. So nobody has been down that section. So, I mean, if the bridge falls in using it is a private road, we get sued. We can't block the road because we don't own the road. It is not anywhere on our deed or where we had our property surveyed. Y'all own that bridge. Y'all own that road. That's all there is to it. So you either fix it all, or you come take this bridge out that's gonna fall in, you fix the other bridge, and you close Minnie Brown Road, and everybody gets parked.
Okay, anything else? Commission wants to ask anybody a question.
I
Go ahead, Tim.
I'd like to say that the Harlans is the ones that hired the structural engineer to look at that bridge. I don't disagree with it, but the county had no part in hiring anybody to look at that bridge. We've not spent any money on that road.
Okay. Mr. Ed, do you have any comments?
Just, I've got a prepared resolution for the commission to consider, and, so, anyway, just thought I'd let you know.
Okay, do y'all want the resolution read?
I have one more question, I'm sorry.
Okay. Commissioner Cunningham had his hand up before. Go ahead. Commissioner Rosewalter, he relinquishes.
Who built the two bridges?
No records of them. Back years ago, they didn't keep records of stuff like that. These started out as wagon roads years ago. All roads did. Most of these roads in this county did.
Commissioner,
Is necessary?
Yes.
Or could there be huge cover?
They could make cover. That's what the Harlan say.
Commissioner Cunningham, you still want to speak?
Yes, sir. Was there a recommendation from the road committee to?
It was to officially close this road.
Right. I move that we dispense with the reading of Mr. Ed's paperwork there and approve the closure of the road.
Do I have a second? Second, Mr. Commissioner Haynes. Okay. Any further discussion? We'll have a roll call vote following any further discussion.
Do we know what it would cost to, since there is some discrepancy on who built the bridges and all, I mean, she's obviously said she's maintained the road for all these years and it's her road. But obviously, we don't know who built the bridges. I drove by today to look, and I hope that that was okay to go in. And I think the one that I'm looking at that is access looks to be in good repair, or good shape, I'm sorry. I don't know, I'd kind of like an opinion before I vote on closing the road or not, if that bridge, what state that bridge is in. From what I can see, it looks to be in good order. But I would kind of like an opinion on the state of the bridge, and if it's safe, I would feel more confident in my vote if I were to know that.
Okay, was that a matter of discussion or an amendment to the motion?
Discussion.
Discussion. Okay, any other discussion? Commissioner Coley.
I would like to amend the motion that we actually close a portion of the road.
Okay.
A bridge that is dilapidated, but maintain in place the other portion of the road on the county road list.
Okay. Do I have a second to that? Got a second, Commissioner Walker. Do y'all understand what the amendment is? Is to close a portion of it and leave open the part that she's using now, okay? And that goes back on the public road list, okay? Discussion. Commissioner Bryant.
One more time. The County Highway Department Committee. The County Highway Department Committee will see about this matter and.
Recommended closure of this road.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Any discussion on the amendment?
I'm still confused where the second bridge is. I don't see it on the map.
Okay.
Anybody else not see it on the map?
Tim, will you come over here and show him which?
What is it? The second map.
Where's the second bridge?
He'll show you the second bridge.
I mean, I see that one down here. Is that the one that's falling in?
Yes. No.
And that's the one, Jenny, you looked at today?
If this is the one, I'll show you, I mean, it's.
Portion of it. With yeah.
The second part of his said that the county maintained the road. The county's not maintaining it, she's been maintaining it for years.
No, his was closing part of it and part of it going back on public road maintenance. Yeah, county road maintenance. Any other discussion on the amendment? Y'all understand what the amendment is?
Yeah, I have a question for Mr. Gill. If this amendment passes, does that mean we have to put a new bridge in?
That would be correct.
And how much is that?
And it could cost $250,000 to $300,000 to cross that.
And this road has been abandoned as far as the county road since the early 90s.
Since the early 90s, it's been abandoned.
If this was approved, how many other roads would this affect in the same ordeal?
We had over 1,100 miles at one time. So
How big is this bridge?
it's probably 20 foot long.
Concrete?
Concrete structure with I-beams under it. And it's probably about 12 foot wide.
So it would, you couldn't just put, you got to put a lot of culverts. You couldn't do culverts with everything.
You could, the Harlans have culverts on their part right now.
Well, if we start maintaining all the roads
Been abandoned.
that are abandoned and putting in new bridges, we're gonna be busy,
Well, we better come up with some more money too.
for real.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, we will now have a roll call vote on the amendment, which is a partial closure and partial put back on county road maintenance, which would require, according to the road commissioner, requiring a new bridge to be built. Is that correct, Tim? Okay.
Well, I mean-
Let any pictures be seen before we take this vote.
I was asked what it would cost. I was asked what it would cost to build that bridge.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it's our bridge. It's not been our bridge. It's been abandoned for years.
But if a new bridge was put in there, if this
State-
commission
to state
voted to
standards.
put that back on your road list, you would need to build a new bridge.
I'm not saying I'd have to, but that's, yeah, they asked me what a bridge would cost.
Okay, okay. And I don't know the legalities if they vote to put this property back on the public road system. I do not know. Is there something, Mr. Ed, can this body vote to do that?
It's not a closed road, so you put it back on the road list.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's round up discussion. Commissioner Frazran.
Mayor. So if this road is put back on the county road list, it's gonna serve one house?
That's right. And, I mean, whatever you do, there's gonna be no state funding for this project.
It wouldn't fall under bridge
No,
funds.
it would
Okay.
not.
Everybody understand?
We got many bridges on the road that qualifies before that one does.
Okay. Commissioner Young.
Okay, Tim, I have another question.
Okay.
So this lady would be, how does it work when someone's landlocked?
It wouldn't be landlocked, it's a private road, it reverts to a private road. It wouldn't be landlocked, she would have access to her property.
Does she have some type of protection if the property sells?
You'd have to ask Ed that, that's not,
Would she have some type of protection if the property sold where the bridge is, that she would not become landlocked?
It's a private road. It's an easement, yeah. Yeah, anytime you abandon a county road, it becomes a private road.
Okay. She would have an easement and she would be able.
I know you're wanting to call for the question. Call for it then. Question's been called for. Madam Clerk, if you will call the roll.
This is with the amendment.
This is the amendment. A yes vote on this would be partially closing the road and leaving part of it to be back adopted as part of the county road system. This is an amendment to the motion that we close the whole road. Everybody understand? We're voting on the amendment.
Could we let everyone see the picture Jenny's got of this road and bridge before we vote? Is that possible?
I mean, I don't know that it's relevant, but do y'all want to see the picture of the bridge? Nobody's, I deny that. Okay. Okay, Madam Clerk, if you will, a yes vote, you understand what it would be. Partially closing and partially putting it back on the county road system, which may require a bridge, but there's no guarantee when that would be done. I'm ready.
Jenny Rolls Walter.
No.
Jason Hambrick. Troy Frazran.
No.
Steve Guntherberg.
No.
Glenn Douglas.
No.
Ricky Bryant.
No.
Tori Young.
No.
Pat Haynes.
No.
Doug Cunningham.
No.
Anthony Taylor.
No.
Jason Nix.
No.
Daniel Eldridge.
No.
Steve Spray. Marianne Tackett.
No.
Charles Hunter.
No.
Mark Mitchell.
No.
Kate Ewen.
No.
Jack Atchley.
No.
Terry Lynn Rogers.
No.
Bonnie Caldwell.
No.
John Creason.
No.
Danny Walker.
Yes.
David Sanders. Brandon Coley.
Yes.
3 yes, 21 no.
Okay. The amendment fails. Now we're back to the motion to close Old Minnie Brown Road. Any discussion on that? It's been properly made and seconded. Please call the roll again. A yes vote at this time will be to close Old Minnie Brown Road.
Brandon Coley.
No.
David Sanders. Danny Walker. John Creason.
Yes.
Bonnie Caldwell.
Yes.
Terry Lynn Rogers.
Yes.
Jack Atchley.
Yes.
Kate Ewen.
Yes.
Mark Mitchell.
Yes.
Charles Hunter. Marianne Tackett.
Yes.
Steve Spray. Daniel Eldridge.
Yes.
Jason Nix. Anthony Taylor. Doug Cunningham.
Yes.
Pat Haynes.
Yes.
Tori Young.
Yes.
Ricky Bryant.
Yes.
Glenn Douglas. Steve Guntherberg.
Yes.
Troy Frazran.
Yes.
Jason Hambrick. Jenny Rolls Walter.
Yes.
21 yes, 3
Okay.
no.
The motion to close Old Minnie Brown has passed. So Ed, if the resolution, do we need to sign that at this time or make any motions for as properly signing that? Or are we okay?
My understanding, that was the vote to adopt this resolution.
Okay? Everybody understand? Proceed. Thank you. All right, next item, consideration for approval to reappoint Violet Harry, Donnie Ogle, Vicki Emmons, Blake Koppel to the Board of Equalization. Those terms would expire April of 2028. What's the will of the commission on this item?
So moved.
Commissioner Young makes a motion. Commissioner Douglas seconds that. Any discussion or questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Next item, consideration for approval to appoint Veronica King to the Board of Equalization to fill the expired term of Catherine Sullivan Bartlett. That term would expire April of 2028. What's the will of the commission on this item?
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Caldwell makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Bryant seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Next item, consideration for approval to appoint Will Thomas to the Joint Industrial Development Board to fill the vacancy due to Mike Lane's resignation. That term expires June of 2029. What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Frazran makes that motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Creason seconds it. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. The next one are two that are together, and if y'all accept it, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve both of those, but I will read them aloud at this time. Consideration for approval to appoint John Creason to the Audit Committee to fill the vacancy due to Ben Brown's resignation. That term expires November of 2027. The other filling would be a consideration for approval to appoint John Creason to the Education Workforce Committee to fill the vacancy due to Ben Brown's resignation. That term expires next month, May of 2026. I would entertain a motion for approval of both of those if you see fit. Commissioner Gunthenberg makes a motion. Commissioner Walker seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Next thing, consideration for approval to reappoint Jacob Sorrows, Eric Jones, Mark Clark, Kay Cooley, Lisa Creason, Brad Luna, Bridget Jones, Spencer Perry, Kate Killebrew Jennings, Ron Perry, Diane Buchanan, Garth Garrett, and John Creason to the Education Workforce Committee. Those terms would expire May of 2027. What's the will of the commission on this item? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Commissioner Rogers makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Walker seconds. Any questions on those?
I do.
Okay.
I don't know who Lisa Creason is, but is she related to John?
She is his aunt.
They'll be on the same committee. Is that okay? Or is that a conflict? They'll be on the same workforce?
I don't think it is, but I'll ask.
Yeah, it's definitely my mom.
Okay. I'm sorry.
But if it's an issue, maybe you drop it.
Like I said, it's his aunt's sister.
I don't believe this committee's met before.
It hasn't. Okay. Our parliamentarian, do you see that as a conflict?
I really don't.
I don't see that there's any either. Okay. Does that satisfy you, Commissioner Ewan? Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor of approval, then please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. The next items, which are our planning and zoning, with the number one was asked to be pulled, so we'll be dealing with the second one. It should be on your agenda. This time I'll turn it over to Tracy Perkins, our Lincoln County planner.
Thank you. This file, the ZR 2026-3, is a zoning resolution amendment. This is adding language, not taking any language away, but adding language to customary incidental home occupations. Basically, we're asking for a public hearing and vote next month, May the 26th. I apologize, I had forgotten we were skipping a week when I did this staff report, but they are asking for a public hearing and vote next month on that.
Okay. It's a call for a public hearing at 5:30 prior to next month's commission meeting. What's the will of the commission? Commissioner Rogers makes a motion. Commissioner Bryant seconds it. Any questions? All in favor? Okay. Yes, sir.
Is this deal with like someone that's have a workshop or a mechanic shop at their house, or what?
Yes, sir. The resolution, I don't know if you've had a chance to read it or not, but it does talk about that. These are accessories in home, or these are home occupations in accessory structures. Right now, home occupations are only allowed within the residence. And so this would make it to where they could do certain things in accessory structures at their home.
Have the commissioners received the new wording?
Yes,
Have y'all
sir,
got
should be.
that? Okay. Everybody got it? Okay.
And it's got a list back there of specifically, what specifically they're adding. And then there are several criteria as well, too, that they would have to meet to be able to do it.
Okay. Any other questions? All in favor of approval, call for the public hearing, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next item, EMA received approval on the basic emergency operations plan. Our EMA director and fire chief, Doug Campbell. You don't want me to put you off till next month, though. That's pretty good what y'all got done. Did everybody get a copy of that? I think I sent that to everybody.
Yeah, it's a big accomplishment, something that Jennifer, our new EMA director,
took on and was able to get done rather quickly for us. So we're really pleased. We're covered for the next 5 year with our basic emergency operations plan, and now we're working on the county's hazard mitigation plan, which will be due before December of next year. So we're pretty proud. It went through the first reading, it went through TEMA, it went to FEMA and came back with no corrections, no amendments or anything. So pretty big deal. We're in good shape as far as that goes.
There's a lot of things I didn't tell Doug when he got hired into this job. I just keep piling them on him. So you're doing a great job, and we appreciate it too.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate
you.
the support. Thank y'all.
Next item, IDB report, Commissioner Cunningham.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Fellow commissioners, citizens of Lincoln County. Kind of got the allergies like a lot of people here, so my voice is starting to strain here a little bit. I'm Doug Cunningham. I'm a commissioner, chairman of the Joint City-County Industrial Oversight Committee, and it is time for our quarterly industrial development report. Before I get started, I'm kind of curious, how many people do we have out in the audience that are running for public office this time? Just kind of raise your hand there. That's several. Appreciate y'all being here. This is important information for everyone. So the industrial development report tonight is going to be kind of divided into two parts. First, I want to just report on the recent activities that we've got going, what I would do in my standard report. Then I'm going to provide just a little history on the board and why it was set up and kind of how the process works. So we'll start tonight with the recent bad news that we had. Toledo Molding and Die notified us on March the 23rd that Angstrom Automotive will acquire TMD's facilities in Fayetteville and in Ohio. While the Ohio plants will remain operational, they plan to close the Tennessee facility, and operations here will cease on April the 30th. As of March the 23rd, the company employed 333 employees, so it's a lick. We really kind of thought that they were going to keep this open down here. I think the big difference is that TMD owned the facilities up there in Ohio, and they did not own this facility here, so that probably, might have been the difference. But anyway, the state of Tennessee's rapid response team has scheduled an on-site job fair for affected employees. Matter of fact, it's tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. We distributed the event flyer to existing industries across the community, and that helped result in a stronger employer participation. In addition, companies from Tullahoma, Pulaski, Huntsville, and Lawrenceburg all expressed interest in connecting with these impacted employees, with several of them registering for this job fair. Due to space limitations at the site, participation was capped at the first 15 employers to register, so additional employers are going to be able to provide company information and current job openings, which were compiled, and they will be distributed to any of the attendees there. In the days following the closure, we received inquiries from the state of Tennessee, TVA, site selection consultants, and just companies interested in that TMD facility. To date, we have had 2 prospective groups that have completed site visits, so we're very hopeful that we're going to get that building moved pretty quickly. Agricel is the owner of the building, and they have developed a marketing flyer which can be used to promote the facility for state and TVA projects that align with the building specs. Let's move on to all the good news now. Construction is nearing completion on the 100,000 square foot spec building at Runway Center Industrial Park. This was a project that was supported by a $3.5 million Tennessee ECD site development grant. This investment provides Lincoln County with a competitive, move-in ready facility specifically designed to attract manufacturing companies. Since construction began in July, we have aggressively marketed this building, submitted it on dozens of projects. The response has been strong. We've had 10 companies visit this facility. And these companies not only looked at the spec building, but they went around and looked at our other available sites that we have in the community. So the spec building you know, they really, and this building is currently advancing in the site selection process for Project Pillar, under Project Pillar. But this facility has reinforced as a key asset in positioning us to get continued growth and some more jobs. Runway Center is 110 acres, was purchased in 2011. Our community's been awarded over $8 million in grants and to support the development of this industrial park. And getting that kind of federal money, state and federal money, takes time, it takes patience. Here we are 15 years later, and the only sites owned by the IDB is the spec building itself, which I don't think is going to be there very long, and the two-acre commercial sites that sit at the entrance of the park, and they're really more for a doctor's office or something small, really not an industrial lot, those two small lots at the beginning. So that's a pretty quick turnaround on developing an industrial park and getting it filled up. Of course, we had the pedal to the metal on that thing from the start. And I guess it was pretty good from the standpoint in 2011, and when we were doing all this, the economy was just absolutely in the tank. Things were just terrible. There was nothing going on. So, you know, no companies were moving in. So we got a lot of the grant money because nobody else was willing to jump in there and do that. So our marketing efforts just overall continue to generate substantial visibility. Over the past 3 months, the IDB has received over 4,000 views on CoStar, and that's a website that features property and stuff like this. Top visitors include national site consultants like Austin Group, real estate brokers, manufacturing companies, and housing development firms. The IDB has recently received over 25 project inquiries from the state of Tennessee and direct company contacts. These projects are just very diverse in nature, spanning from defense and aerospace to energy distribution companies to plastics. Site requirements that people are looking for, they range from 50,000 square foot to 650,000 square foot. Some companies want direct rail access. That's a big thing these days, something that we don't have, so you know, you sell what you got. We have multiple active projects evaluating sites across Lincoln County, including the spec building, the Bullington Pad Ready site, and got 2 lots in the Fayetteville Lincoln County Park that are both have a lot of interest in them right now. With continued progress in the site selection processes, we have a strong potential for some new investment and job creation here in the coming months. Let's talk about a couple of those projects. Project Pillar, which I've discussed with you all in past reports, the IDB continues to advance in this site selection process. This is the project that involves the spec building, detailed retrofitting of the building, and expansion requirements for this building have been developed, and cost estimates have been submitted to the company for review. So a decision on this project is imminent. Project Flow, this project remains active, and we are working through the final details of the purchase sale agreement. So the agreement's currently under review by the company, and follow-up communication is ongoing. So we're really excited about that and some other things that are associated with that. So in other news, the IDB continues to hold bi-monthly plant manager and HR director meetings. I report on this every time, but you know, it really gives an opportunity for plant managers and industry leaders to get together and talk about the problems and what they got going on and what they need. And we get speakers that come and talk to them, and these speakers are determined based on input from our industries. What do you want to hear about? Who do you want to hear from? So a recent speaker was Kendrick Curtis, who's the executive director for the Middle Tennessee Industrial Development Association, and that's associated with Middle Tennessee State University. But he spoke about the upcoming 2026 Wage and Benefits Survey, which is something that this organization has put together, I think, since 2017. But basically, this survey, once it's done, is available to those companies that participate only. And it's a valuable resource for us for recruitment of prospective industrial clients. And it's through partnerships with our South Central Development District, the Tennessee Department of Labor, and the USDA Rural Development that this survey can be offered to industries and to prospective clients at no cost. And like I say, it's been going on since 2017. So relationships with all the different groups, you know, important in something like this. One other thing, and something that I'm just really excited about for our future, is our regional partnership that we've got with the University of Tennessee, the University of Tennessee Space Institute, the State Department of Economic and Community Development, Coffee County, and Franklin County to attract defense and aerospace industries here to our region. And with the relocation of Space Command, certainly opens up the possibility for some other companies, some spin-off companies to come in here, and we're just right on top of that. So looking, I think the Space Command folks just moved in, I think just in the last couple of weeks, or the first team of them came in the last couple of weeks. So excited about that. I want to also talk about our existing pilot programs. I've kind of incorporated that, and I incorporated that into the Industrial Board budget request that we made before the Budget Committee. But basically, we currently have 8 pilot programs existing. There's one for Frito-Lay, which is basically 2 parts. The first one for Frito-Lay started in 2014 and it ends in 2033. They currently pay 59% of the taxes that they would normally owe. The second one started in 2020 and ends in 2039, and they are currently paying 30% under that pilot. Both are 20-year terms. We had one with TMD, which our attorney is in the process of working to terminate. HeroTech has one, a 20-year one that started in 2022, and they currently pay 20% of the taxes. Elora Solar has a 20-year pilot. It started in 2022, goes through 2041. It currently pays a flat fee of $113,000 for the first 5 years, and then the second 5 years it goes to $124,300. The third 5 years is $136,730, and the final 5 years is $150,403. It's worth noting that this property, previous to being a solar farm, was under Greenbelt and got $13,000 in tax revenue. So over $100,000 basically per year additional that we're getting out of that, above and beyond what we used to get. CNS Plastics has a 5-year pilot. They are currently paying 80%, and this ends this year, so it'll be over with next year. It'll be gone. Copperweld has 2 different pilots, and these are for expansions that these companies made. CNS Plastics made an expansion and got a pilot for that. Copperweld made expansions and got pilots for that. Both of Copperwell's are 5-year pilots. They started in 2022 and they will end this year. So they are currently paying 80% of the taxes. The last one that we have is Aaronsco. They have a 10-year pilot, started in 2022, will end in 2031. Notice that 4 of the pilots that we have are long-time industries. You know, Frito-Lay, CNS Plastics, 2 Copperwells, and 3 of those in this year, and one's being, and we got one program's being terminated. So we're only going to have 4 for next year, unless we are able to add the one that this commission passed, and the only pilot that this commission has seen. So obviously, it's not something that we do very often. Tonight, I felt like it was a good time to kind of go back and provide some history on why we have an IDB and how we got where we are today. As we sit here tonight, we have candidates for county commission that would cut funding completely to our industrial development programs. According to them, we don't need them. Just wasted money. We have commissioners who do not trust the vetting process that's done by the state of Tennessee and TVA and our local IDB, so much that they want the names and financial information on any prospective candidate who seeks a pilot program, so that information could be vetted by our 24 commissioners and all the citizens of Lincoln County. let's kind of go back to why we have an IDB and how things were handled in the past and how recruitment is handled today. After World War II, and this, I know I'm old, but this was a little bit before my time, not much. When I was born, World War II had been over 16 years, so that's a little time frame kind of thing that freaks you out. But after World War II, the country really began to boom. But rural areas, like here in Lincoln County, didn't do so well. And you all know people, family, friends that moved north to Detroit, Chicago, places like that to get jobs. And we just didn't have any, good paying factory type jobs like that here in this area. Not until 1968, with Amana Refrigeration coming in, did we land a big company. And in that day, it wasn't as much as a recruitment program, but a react to being chosen by the company kind of deal. The city of Fayetteville and Mayor Puyas floated a $12 million bond to perform everything necessary to land Amana Refrigeration. Of course, it's just a huge thing for Fayetteville and Lincoln County. And as time went by, though, the state of Tennessee and the leaders of Fayetteville and Lincoln County began to realize that sitting around and waiting to get picked was not a strategy for success. These areas that were getting jobs for their citizens, they were out there actively recruiting companies, offering incentives to companies to locate, whether it be land or tax breaks or decreased sales tax revenue, whatever it was. Many local leaders thought this was dumb, and I can remember we lived next door to one of the mayors at that time. Mayor S.J. King lived next door, and I remember him just raising Cain about it, how stupid it was, and we were going to give all our money away, and these counties that were giving money to companies to get them in. But like I say, over the years, there were enough local leaders that became in favor of a recruitment type program that in the late 1980s, the city and county formed a joint industrial board. And I don't think there was a lot of confidence that it was going to last. There's actual wording in the original agreement that the city wanted in there because the Bullington Park was really the only asset, and the city wanted to make sure that if the whole thing folded, that they got their Bullington property back. So wasn't a lot of confidence that it was gonna make it. But here we are, all those years later, and we're still rocking along, and matter of fact, we're doing better than ever. So in the late 1990s, the state of Tennessee became more involved in pushing cities and counties into developing an industrial recruitment arm. The state basically said, if you want 3-star designation and you want grants and you want this and that, you got to have an industrial recruitment program. There's still counties that don't have anything today. But here in Lincoln County, Fayetteville, Lincoln County, we were way ahead of our time. We already had one at that point in time. However, in the late 90s, we did have to go back to the state and have our program approved. And we had to make some changes to it in order to meet state approval. So Mayor Mansfield kind of guided us through that. Mayor Underwood, I think, on the city side. So our program did have to change a little bit to meet state approval, but all that was done. So why do we need an authority-style committee that can own property, buy property, execute contracts, etc., to handle our industrial recruitment? Because successful programs around the country had one voice, one body that would recruit, negotiate, handle all the logistics of landing a company. And you ask, why is that important? Well, when you're a company coming in, you got 3 mayors, and you're talking to all the different mayors, and each one tells you a little something different, and you got commissioners that are, voicing their opinions, and you just get all kind of information, some of it bad out there, and that just wasn't very productive for industrial recruiting. The biggest part of it that you needed and had to have was confidentiality. Companies that are seeking to move to a new area do not want their competitors to know what they're doing. They don't want anybody knowing what they're up to. They don't want their financials to be public knowledge for the very same reasons. They don't want information on a new product line or new suppliers to get out so that their competitors could react. Corporate espionage is a real thing. I wish there's a story I'd love to tell, but it's going on right now. So hopefully in a few months, somebody will remind and ask me about something that's going on. But some of that stuff gets really ugly. And a company will sabotage a competitor's supply lines, potential workforce, etc. So the reasons a company would want confidentiality are long. But the bottom line is that if they don't get confidentiality, they will go somewhere else. And if we can't provide the professionalism and confidentiality they desire, they will leave. And back in the 80s, and even more so today, we're competing with multiple governments in multiple states, countries all in North America. There's a lot of competition out there for projects. And believe me, when I say that they'll drop you from their list, if you can't keep quiet, they certainly will. And your reputation for such activity will precede you in the future. So, any Andy Griffith fans out there? Y'all like Andy Griffith? Y'all ever seen the one where the Treasury Department officials come and tell Barney and Andy that there's a gold truck coming through Mayberry and headed to Fort Knox, and everything's just got to be completely secret? Yeah, it turns out that the Treasury Department just used them as a decoy because they knew they couldn't keep their mouths shut about it. And of course, the whole town turned out like a parade to welcome what turned out to be a decoy truck. So, I mean, that's the way secrets are kept sometimes in small towns, and y'all know that about Fayetteville. That Fayetteville talk, man, it can cover some ground. So, another big reason that you need an industrial recruiting arm of a government is so we can react quickly. Company executives call on a Friday and say, hey, we want to meet on Monday to nail down this deal, get this thing closed. And the legislative body cannot do that. But we would have to advertise the meeting. Our meetings would be public. We can't go behind closed doors and negotiate things. So we set up an authority to handle those kind of situations and appoint people that we trust to handle those things for us. And we have 3 authority-type boards. We have the IDB, we have the Airport Authority, and we have the Interlocal Solid Waste Authority. And they were all given a revenue stream and the ability to execute contracts by the city and county so they could conduct business on behalf of the city and county governments. And they've all been effective. How does our process work today? Well, it's different for each and every prospect that we have that comes in the door. Probably the most common way is we hear from a prospect is when they have first been to the state of Tennessee or TVA. In situations like that, if they indicate they might be interested in some kind of state assistance or a pilot or something, then the state of Tennessee Economic Development folks, they get financials, et cetera, from them, and they vet them. They look at their business plan, be it a new product line or just a relocation, whatever it is. They analyze their capital investment that they want to make and how they would spend that money. Everybody signs non-disclosure agreements. TVA looks at things a little bit differently. They are, of course, looking at power usage and energy requirements, but they also look at the business plan and the capital investment that a company brings to the table and how efficiently they are in spending that money. These prospects are vetted, and it's done in a confidential manner. Non-disclosure agreements signed all around. A county legislative body just can't handle business that way. Our information that's discussed is public record, cannot be confidential like that. Now, even with all the vetting, you're still going to have some companies that are going to fail, not going to make it for whatever reason. Maybe they get bought out by another company that doesn't know what they're doing and it gets run in the ground. Maybe an economic downturn wipes out that particular product that they're making. Maybe technology itself creates something better that, knocks them out. But, they're not all going to be successful. We also do our own vetting here locally. I've seen our IDB board turn away prospects that have been vetted and okayed by the state of Tennessee and TVA because maybe they didn't bring enough to the table, enough jobs or enough capital investment for what we needed for that particular site. Thinking about the Lot 10 out there at the Fayetteville Lincoln County Park across from Frito-Lay, the old Posey property out there. We've had, I can think of at least 2 that wanted that site, but we didn't talk to those folks very long because they didn't have the kind of capital investment, and we're not going to be bringing the number of jobs in that we wanted. So we turned people away, And people don't realize that. Everybody just thinks we just take whatever comes in the door, but that is absolutely not true. So we also have some companies that will contact us directly, and they don't want any help from the state. And they don't, they're paying their own way with no assistance whatsoever. Maybe they just want some help in locating a site outside of our industrial parks, and we're glad to oblige. We had one of those fairly recently that we helped just find some land. We also have companies like that come in and pay in their own way, and maybe they want a big lot in one of our industrial parks. In a case like that, we would get them to state to vet them and to go through, get the state and TVA to check them out. And as I discussed earlier, all the prospects and how we handle them are a little differently, but if you want to have success in bringing in new jobs and development, you got to have a recruitment program. Remember when we were buying the land for and rezoning the Horizon Park, and there are a few of you commissioners that were here at that point in time, there were a lot of citizens and commissioners that argued that we didn't need any jobs. We got all the jobs that we need. We got people driving in here to work in Lincoln County now. That's how many extra jobs we got. You know, we got it all covered. It's all taken care of. Well, folks, we just lost 330 jobs that are going to be heading out at the end of this month. I remember us losing over 1,000 when I was a young commissioner. Two companies, Lee Jeans and Eagle Snacks, closed. 1,000 jobs. You know, that was a lick for our community. And had we not had our industrial recruitment program, we'd have been in a mess. But I have complete confidence that we're going to be able to replace those 330 jobs. And I have that confidence in what's a real tough, becoming a really tough economy, because we have a great director and staff. We have a hard-working board, and they're out there pitching Lincoln County every day, Fayetteville and Lincoln County every day, and have been for years. The day after the TM&D announcement, the state called, TVA called, site consultants called, other companies called. They all said, have you got a building? Well, tell us about it. You know, who would handle all that traffic without an IDB? We've got jobs to replace, and they need to be replaced fast. So there's a lot of communities without any kind of a recruitment arm that would be dead in the water in a situation like this, but thank goodness we're not one of them. I think you all realize that the state of Tennessee has other cities and counties, and it's been going on this week, calling our director, Elaine Middleton, and asking, you know, how have you been so successful? How have you moved these spec buildings? We've done 5 spec buildings in her 16 years here. Most areas have never done one. That puts Miss Elaine on the spot, kind of, because she really can't share everything that she knows, because we're competing against these people for jobs. But and I'm not going to get specific, but she knows what companies like in a building. She knows from past recent experience why they choose our spec building over somebody else's building. And the state economic development folks are already asking when we're going to start building another one. So they are excited to send prospects down to Fayetteville and Lincoln County because they know that they're going to be handled properly. For the individuals who will be our new leaders come September 1st, I'm about to give you some outstanding advice. Y'all are going to be left with strong fund balances. You're going to have well-kept buildings. You are being left with a few problems that I'll be happy to discuss with you when you get elected, but the activities of the IDB are not one of those problems. All you need to do to continue making the current contributions, and if Miss Elaine asks for a pilot, please give it to her. Her and her assistant, Emmy Lou, they know what they're doing. I'm not sure how many years we've got left with Miss Elaine before she retires, but it's probably not going to be too many. We need to take advantage here over the next 2 or 3 years or whatever it is of her talent, her experience, and the great relationships that she has formed with the state, TVA, and everybody else. That kind of situation doesn't come along very often. It's kind of like having a great pro football team. You know, you can only keep them together 2 or 3 years, keep everybody under contract, and so during that 2 or 3, 4 year time, you try to win as many championships as you can, and that's kind of where we are. We're trying to get as much accomplished as we can while we've got this tremendous staff. So I know this has been a long report, but we had a lot of ground to cover. Questions, be happy to answer any questions that you might have, and if I can't answer them, I'll get back to you. And and answer them in the future.
Questions for Commissioner Cunningham?
I really appreciate the update on the existing pilots and that presentation. I think that was wonderful, and that's one of the best presentations. And I also appreciate the update on some of the history part. Are you gonna put all that together so that the incoming people can have that?
I would be happy to forward that to whoever's in charge when this is all over with, so I'll be happy to send that out. You know, the pilots, there's just so much bad information out there that we give pilots to everybody, and there's just a bunch of them. But out of 30-something companies that would be eligible for pilots, after this year, we're gonna have 4, maybe 5. So, like I say, it's not something that we use very often. And those pilots are something that are provided at the very beginning of a relationship. So, you know, like I say, we don't hand out that many. Other questions?
I have one.
Sure.
Frankie, are they leaving Fayetteville too? I know some of the spots have already moved to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still gonna have Frankie's here, or just so much of it, or not?
It's my understanding that we're going to have a part of it, that their actual operations where they're making their product is going to go to Mexico. And I was trying to remember the information on that, but it seems like they looked at Mexico and the Philippines and here, and the Philippines could make, you know, their stuff the cheapest. Mexico wasn't far behind, and we were so much higher. I mean, it just wasn't even competitive. It's my understanding that they're going to leave management, transportation, a lot of that kind of stuff here. Interesting, and the mayor probably knows about this too. At one time, they wanted to put, we considered a corporate headquarters for them here. They wanted the whole Fayetteville Lincoln County Park, I think, at one time, and we didn't go that way because we wanted a number of different things. But you just never know how things are going to turn out. But yeah, we are going to be losing some more jobs there. So.
Anybody else?
Questions?
Thank
Mr.
you,
Chairman.
Commissioner. All right, next item, we got some budget amendments, year-end cleanup. Finance Director.
I'll be a little shorter. I have the 101 general fund budget amendments, just a couple of them to read to you. First one is for $292,322.84. This is a year-end on payroll lines, getting them cleaned up. Next one is for $2,204.80. This is money received as a donation from the Blanche Volunteer Fire Rescue to purchase some tool batteries. And then the next one I have is for $21,000 even. This is an amendment to purchase the replacement of the tornado siren located in Flintville on the Watermill Road. This was a little circumvented from the regular committee because they received this information after the committee meeting. So the chairman, Glenn Douglas, of that committee suggested they move forward with finance, and that was according to what Doug had written for our office to do this amendment. And that's all I have for the 101, and they do need to be voted on
Okay.
separately.
What's the will of the commission on the 101 adjustments? Commissioner Douglas makes a motion for approval. Commissioner Haynes seconds. Any questions? All in favor of that approval, please say aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved.
Okay. And lastly is the 131, the highway fund budget amendments, also a year-end payroll cleanup, $3,713.78, and that's all for the 131.
Okay. What's the will of the commission on the highway fund amendments? Commissioner Hunter makes a motion for approval. Do I have a second? Commissioner Ewan seconds. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. That it?
That's all I have for now.
All right. Now we're ready to move into the real budget.
Y'all, there's 4 pages. I'm sorry, I'll go fast as I can. Budget Committee of Lincoln County Legislative Body met pursuant to due notice on April 7th, 2026, 5:00 p.m. at the Lincoln County EMA office. Everybody was there. We didn't have any public comments. Item 1 was a nonprofit hearings for the fiscal year 26-27. After those hearings were closed, we had a presentation from Retail Strategies. Item 2, Lincoln County School Technology Supervisor Brad Luna. A cooperative purchasing contract agreement resolution, and that's attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Ewing, passed unanimously to approve the attached cooperative purchasing contract agreements resolution.
What's the will of the commission on this? Commissioner Frazran makes a motion for approval. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Taylor. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
Item 4, Mayor, request to move Tracy Perkins to Department Head for the Lincoln County Planning and Zoning organizational chart that's attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Sanders. Passed 7 yes, 1 no to recommend approval of moving Tracy Perkins to Department Head for the Lincoln County Planning and Zoning Office.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Taylor makes a motion for approval. Commissioner Rogers seconds that. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. No. Commissioner Caldwell, no. Is everybody else yes? That'll be recorded. Motion passes. Commissioner Bryant.
Item 5, 911 Director. 5A, Employee Budget for the E911. B.J. McCurry advised the committee that the E911 is asking for an additional employee from the city of Fayetteville and the county who will be responsible for responsible for one half of the expenses of this additional employee. That's an information item right now. Item 6, Regional Director for the Health Department. 6A, Health Department renovations. It was reported that we have a new service coming in Lincoln County Health Department. A new PNA service will begin in coming months. And with that service, there's some renovations already in progress, really. We're going to have to make some cost adjustments there. So Ms. Mitchell requested an additional $30,000 to go along with $123,900 that the county had already allowed for this renovation. We had a motion by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Taylor, passed unanimously to approve the $30,000 from the Industrial and Community Development Fund for the Health Department renovation.
And, a little more explanation before I ask for a motion for approval on that. The other monies that the state gave us will be used before our $30,000, so it may not be, but I would ask for approval of that $30,000, but it would be the last money spent. Any questions on that?
Move to concur.
Commissioner Bryant makes a motion, Commissioner Douglas seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
Next item, Fire EMA Director Doug Campbell. We had some surplus property that's attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Spray, seconded by Commissioner Hambrick, passed unanimously to approve the attached Fire EMA surplus property.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Walker makes that motion. Commissioner Frazran seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Next item.
Item 8, Financial Administrative Assistant Dina Gentry. There was 4 grants, and we had a motion by Commissioner Caldwell, seconded by Commissioner Ewing, passed unanimously to approve Financial Administrative Assistant Dina Gentry to apply for those 4 grants.
And a little note on that, we adopted the plan of how we do applications for grants, and this is the first step. This gives her the authority to go ahead and apply for those. Would entertain a motion to that effect. Commissioner Taylor makes a motion. Commissioner Ewing seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
Item 9, the Sheriff. 9A, the Sheriff's surplus property. We had a motion by Commissioner Hambrick, seconded by Commissioner Bryant, and passed unanimously to approve the attached Sheriff's surplus property.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Gunthenberg makes that motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Cunningham seconds it. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
These Sheriff's budget amendments, they're attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Spurry, and passed unanimously to approve the attached Sheriff's budget amendments.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Douglas makes a motion. Commissioner Hunter seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
The sheriff's budget amendment from nicotine sales, that's attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Cunningham, seconded by Commissioner Ewan, passed unanimously to approve the attached sheriff's nicotine sale budget amendment.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Taylor makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Douglas seconds. Any discussion or questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
D, State Systems Alarm Service Agreement, it's attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Hambrick, passed unanimously to approve the attached State System Alarm Service Agreement.
Okay. What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Creason makes that motion. Commissioner Taylor seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
Item 10, Finance Director, 10A, American flags in the amount of $882. We had a motion by Commissioner Spray, seconded by Commissioner Taylor, passed unanimously to approve the amount of $882 for American flags for the veterans.
What's the will of the commission on this item?
Move to concur.
Commissioner Young makes a motion. Commissioner Bryant seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any no? Unanimously approved.
B, estimated beginning fund balance, fiscal year 25-26, that's attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Ewan, passed unanimously to approve the attached estimated beginning fund balances for the fiscal year 25-26.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Taylor makes a motion. Commissioner Douglas seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner
101
Bryant.
general fund budget amendments, they're attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Hambrick, passed unanimously to approve the attached 101 general fund budget amendments.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Taylor makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Douglas seconds. Any discussion? If y'all want your names in a minute, you better wake up. We're getting close to the end. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
D, 141 general purpose school fund budget amendments, they're attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Bradford, seconded by Commissioner Sanders, passed unanimously to approve the 141 general purpose school fund budget amendments.
What's the will of the commission on this? And Commissioner Mitchell, I got you that time. Commissioner Ewan, give somebody else a chance, but Commissioner Hambrick, he hadn't got his name in there tonight. Commissioner Hambrick, will recognize your second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
E, our contract with Dr. Jones. Discussion was had regarding his contract. No action was taken. F, financials, they're enclosed. We had a motion by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Hambrick, passed unanimously to acknowledge acceptance of the financials.
What's the will of the commission on this, if you got them? Commissioner Creason makes a motion of acceptance of those. Commissioner Cunningham seconds that. Any questions on the financials? All those in favor, acknowledge they've received those, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
Last item, G, Highland Rim School renovation project. We had total project, looks like the GMP is gonna be about $11,855,897. That'll come from 177 educational project funds, the remainder from 141 general purpose school funds. That's an information item on. That's all we have, Mr. Chairman.
Great job, thank you. All right, Notary Publics, Madam Clerk.
I have Heather Dickey by Commissioner Atchley, Chris Ross by Commissioner Mitchell, Michaela Foster by Commissioner Rolls-Walter, Tammy F. Hughes by Commissioner Cunningham, Michelle Shelton by Commissioner Hambrick.
Any additions? Entertain. Commissioner Spray makes a motion to approve those. Commissioner Young seconds. All those in favor of that list being approved, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. We're going to move into new business, and I already request Commissioner Douglas has a matter of business to bring up at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a little out of sorts because it came in after our committee meeting from the Fire and EMA Committee. For those that didn't go, Plentville had a great turnout for their fish fry, and they are already going to put those funds to use. And they are buying a 2021 F-250 Ford that will be put in use if it's accepted as a donation. They counting this truck since they're replacing the aging pickup truck that they have now. And with this truck included, which they're paying $30,900 with, they will have donated $47,900 to the county for the fire department's use out there in Plentville. So I move that we accept this donation to the Plentville Fire Department.
Okay. Do I have a second before Commissioner? I don't know which one got it first, but Commissioner Gunthenberg's one I saw. Okay. Pardon? I already have. You lost. Okay. This will be under the discretionary use of the Plentville Fire Department.
Yeah, it'll go back. They're donating it to the county for their use there at the Plentville Fire Department.
Okay. Anything, Doug? Everything chill? Okay. Any discussion or questions?
It is a really great donation. I mean, the $30,000, they work really, really hard out there to raise that money, and
They do.
And I live up there, and I'm really proud of them. So.
Okay.
We've also noted the pickup truck that they're using now will come back to the county, whether to be moved or surplus, one of the two.
Okay. All righty. Any other questions? Commissioner Cunningham, you got to face this way. We ain't adjourned yet. All in favor of approval of that donation to the county be used in the Plentville area under the guidance of the Plentville Fire Department, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved.
Anything else? Move to adjourn.
Blake.
Mr. Chairman, we got some new business.
Yes, sir. You're recognized. Commissioner Atchley.
Last month, the Lincoln County Commission voted and approved to require all prospective industrial companies requesting a pilot incentive to complete a 14-page form.
Yes, sir.
Form that we had partial information, but I want to make a motion tonight because I've researched this over the last several days, and based on the information that we got, a very good IDB report tonight, and I think we got Ed working on it, and I really think it's unnecessary. So I'd like to make a motion to abandon the idea of requiring a pilot application from this body and let the IDB do their job.
Okay, is there a
I'll second that motion.
Got a second? Discussion.
So the motion that, with all due respect, the motion was not to adopt the 14-page Knox County plan. The motion was actually to request the application process to us, what we look at and approve to be done a little differently. And the discussion prior to that motion was about education and having all of the information presented to us, which Commissioner Cunningham did an exceptional job, and as I stated and thanked him, we don't normally get an in-depth report about how many pilots are still on our roster, so to speak. So I don't know what
I understand what you're saying.
I'm still speaking with all due respect. Mr. Ed did not create anything. I created something and sent out that is educational and breaks things down in an easy to digest manner. And I also asked that the boards would look at that and give feedback on it. And I also want to state that on November 21st of 23, the ID member Will Thomas presented to budget And he addressed several of the things that I've asked that would be included in this. It's just an educational purpose. And Mayor Newman saw fit to have the Knox County person come and present that, because I think he is about to leave and he wants to have information available to new people coming in as well. So what I've created and presented is not anything that is going to be detrimental, in my opinion, and it actually says something on it that none of us get when we vote on anything, and it says this should be confidential. I mean, that's one of the things that Commissioner Cunningham addressed tonight, was concerns about things being confidential when we vote on it, and nothing that we get, what I've prepared actually has a confidentiality notice included on it. So I respect Commissioner Ashley's opinion, and I think a great deal of him, but I do disagree, and that is in fact not what the motion was, and it's not what has been presented. And in the email that we got from Commissioner Cunningham, it's my understanding that this was to be presented to those two boards to give feedback. So I disagree with the sentiment, and I think that this is a good educational tool moving forward.
Okay. Commissioner Ashley, I recognize.
On that note, I don't disagree, but I think what we got tonight is the information that we need to be required. The Industrial Development Board gets all the information necessary, working with Tennessee TBA. They get all the necessary information about any prospective industry. They work the agreement and realize that any pilot program is approved by this commission before. All the ones he mentioned tonight, we approved, or somebody approved a long time ago, 5 years, whatever it is. So we're getting everything we need to look at to approve. Not to say more information is not good, but I just don't want us to hinder our Industrial Development Board in any way. And confidentiality is a big part of that. So
Well, I concur, if I may, and again, I included a confidentiality clause because I was shocked that the information that we get did not have that in there. And again, this is just an educational tool. All of you know I've been working on a huge report also to pass on to the new people that are coming in as a teacher. It's very important, and I think they can hit the ground running with all this information and better serve Lincoln County. So my intent was what was presented to us, the application that is presented to us, and Knox County, has in there, it breaks it all down. This has terms and definitions. What was presented in November 21st of 23 had a flow chart and all sorts of information in there. What was presented tonight was wonderful, and it's one of the things that I requested. So very appreciative of that, but I just disagree with that. I mean, we can move forward with whatever y'all want to do.
Okay.
It's got a first and a second, but those are my sentiments.
Did all commissioners not receive what Commissioner Rose Walter's talking about?
Are we checking our emails?
Are we still in discussion?
Yes, sir.
I
But
received it.
I got a question. No one said they received it. Okay. All right. Y'all, as long as y'all received it, I don't want you voting on something you hadn't even read.
Just two observations really quickly. I think the way it was presented, to me was that it was could become a hindrance or can be conceived as a hindrance by some of this body at some point in the future. I don't think that's the way it's meant at all, but I think it could be. I think we could take that motion and beat somebody to death with it later on, maybe. So that's the reason I seconded the motion. The other observation is I just want to be sure, I'm sure that's a motion to reconsider, and I want to be sure the speaker voted on the prevailing side.
You're exactly right. It is a reconsidered. Did you vote on the prevailing side?
Just so we keep everything straight.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
Who was the second? Who made the second?
Commissioner Bryant.
With the second.
So was
Okay.
this form not going back to the IDB?
Pardon?
Was this form going to the IDB?
I think you suggested that it be reviewed by them. Is that correct?
Well, it's my understanding in a recent response, and Commissioner Cunningham can correct me if I'm wrong, but that this was supposed to be presented to those two boards with feedback on it. I am correct?
If it has, I had missed.
The IDB board is gonna take up that information at their next meeting. Normally, they would have met this morning, but
That's
they
right.
changed until the next meeting.
Yeah.
Because they had some people that were gonna be gone. You know, I don't think they're gonna have any trouble with, like, getting more pilot information out as far
Yeah.
as what we have, what we've already accomplished and the status of certain things. But the confidentiality part and giving a lot of information on the front end, they're probably gonna have a problem with that, but I'll
Okay.
just wait and see, you know, what
I-
they decide to do.
I think it's a little preliminary to just to kill the thing until it goes through due process, which Commissioner Rose Walter has outlined.
Well, we voted last month without going through the process.
Without what?
We voted on that last month without getting full information, so.
Well, it hadn't gone before the IDB for their preview on it either.
Right.
Yeah.
So we,
I mean, it's a motion to reconsider that's on the board, and y'all gonna get to vote on it, so.
All of that information is also online, those applications. I'm sure everybody did their due diligence and went to the websites and looked up the applications that are available online prior to the meeting.
Okay.
I don't have a particular problem letting the IDB, but in my research over the last several days, I don't, there, as Doug said, there's gonna be points that they don't have a problem with. To me, it just seems like we're getting into IDB business and we don't need to do it.
Okay. Any other discussion?
No previous question.
Okay. You want to call the roll, Madam Clerk? Okay. A yes. Did you have a question?
I would vote, I was supposed to go.
Okay. If you vote yes, it would be doing away with the proposal that Commissioner Rose Walter proposed last month for as presenting this to the IDB for their preview, and then the legal counsel looking at it to see if there was a problem, and then bringing it back to the commission for adoption or not for adoption. Is that pretty correct, Commissioner Rose Walter?
Yes, sir, and again, this is the application presented to us.
Right.
This is not dictating anything that's given to the company.
Okay.
So,
Everybody understand? Commissioner Douglas?
This being a motion of reconciliation, it takes 2/3 to do it, correct?
Is that correct? It's just a simple majority, I think.
I think it all has to do with what's in the same meeting, even a motion for reconsider. So I think it has to be in the same meeting. Y'all
No.
correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a while since I've looked at that. But this is a different.
I could be corrected, but I thought it was during that meeting or the next subsequent, but I could be wrong, and that needs to be checked. But it is a simple majority, right?
I think it is something, yes.
Okay. All right.
So a yes vote would stop the review process?
That would.
The comments from the
Yes,
IDB?
it would. Yes. Okay. Y'all ready for roll call? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Coley,
Yes.
Sanders, Walker,
Yes.
Creason,
No.
Caldwell,
No.
Rogers,
No.
Ashley,
Yes.
Ewan,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Tackett,
yes.
Spray,
Yes.
Eldridge,
Yes.
Nix,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Bryant,
Yes.
Douglas,
No.
Guntherberg,
Yes.
Frazran,
No.
Hambrick, Rolls Walter.
Make it be a tie where I get to vote, because I ain't got to vote this whole time I've been mayor on a tie vote.
We'll work on that.
I have 17 yes, 7 no.
Okay. The motion passed as made, so the review of that is stopped at this time for as a request for information and a preview by the, so Commissioner Cunningham, you want to pass that on to them that that does not need to be considered in their meeting next week.
Well, we actually kind of like parts of it, the information, getting some more stuff out about the existing pilots, and so some of that will probably be incorporated into what we do in the future, regardless of.
Maybe it should come from them rather than this body on that.
But anyway,
Okay. Whose turn is it to get in the minutes for making a motion to adjourn? We're adjourned.